We are in the golden age of video game remakes, my friends. What used to be seen as just a cheap way to make you buy a game a second time has been elevated to an art form thanks to Final Fantasy VII Remake, Resident Evil 2, and Mass Effect Legendary Edition. They aren't nostalgia trips, but new experiences that have re-sparked the love for their franchises. It appears that trend is rolling along into the future because every big-name franchise is putting a fresh coat onto their greatest hits for us to fall in love with all over again. After everyone's favorite fast-moving hedgehog appeared in his own, honestly surprisingly good feature film, it was inevitable that Sonic's video game franchise would be getting rebooted. The original Sonic Colors dropped for the Wii and DS in 2010 to pretty good reviews, but not as much fanfare as some of Sonic's bigger hits. Well, the classic platformer's getting another chance 11 years later with Sonic Colors Ultimate. This trip down memory lane is just the start, as Sonic will be speeding all the way back to the beginning with Sonic Origins. As the title would suggest, this would be a compilation of the Hedgehog's glorious early days back on the Genesis. The games Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, CD, and my personal favorite, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, will all be released yet again to give you another chance to fly through Green Hill Zone one more time. Sonic will also be running full speed ahead into the future with the new game Sonic Rangers. The movie sequel will drop in 2022 with more Sonic characters like Tails and Knuckles and, most importantly, more Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. Nintendo is all about Pokemon right now. Ever since Pokemon Go showed that people love the franchise so much that they'll gather in a parking lot to catch a Snorlax, Nintendo has been pumping out as much Pokemon as they can. New Pokemon Snap already dropped in April to a massive amount of love. That love is going to keep on coming this year with the Switch versions of DS classics Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. The upgraded console remakes Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl will see us back in the Sinnoh region to become a Pokemon Master and take Team Galactic down. But all of this is just the prelude to their big release, Pokemon Legends Arceus, which will see us in Sinnoh once again. Will this finally be the Pokemon console release that shows the franchise living up to its maximum potential? It doesn't matter because I'm gonna buy it either way. Legend of Zelda fans have been hyped all year for the franchise's 35th anniversary. Nintendo announced that there would be a remake of the divisive Wii title Skyward Sword. Now, while many fans thought that this was something of a disappointment, many of Skyward Sword's fans saw this as a redemption story. Most of the complaints about the original game concerned the motion controls that even Miyamoto had struggles with when he demonstrated it at E3. Nintendo has optimized the controls for the Switch controller, which hopefully will give Zelda fans all they need to fall in love with Skyward Sword the way the game deserves. Not only that, but the recent trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 featured something very interesting: giant floating islands that were more than a little reminiscent of Skyward Sword. Will Breath of the Wild 2 be a sort of sequel to Skyward Sword? That would explain why Ocarina of Time got pushed to the side. System Shock was a video game for people who made video games. While it wasn't the biggest hit back in 1994, it was a huge influence on several big-name titles that would follow. Huge franchises like Deus Ex, BioShock, and Half-Life all took a great deal of inspiration from the creepy first-person cyberpunk classic. For gamers who never got to play the original and aren't big fans of retro titles, a new version of System Shock is finally on the way. So if you want to know why System Shock is such a big deal, you'll soon be able to find out on a next-gen console. Prince of Persia is almost like an artifact you'd find in the series itself. It's a relic from a faraway past that's been somewhat lost to the sands of time. Well, Ubisoft is finally digging up the franchise for the new generation. One of the franchise's greatest moments, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, is getting its own remake treatment that will take you back to the glorious PS2 days. It was well known for its free-flowing rhythmic combat that other franchises like Arkham Asylum and Shadow of Mordor took inspiration from. The game has been delayed in order to make it feel fresh for the next generation. After Cyberpunk 2077's release controversy, I say take all the time you need. Now, just leave the Jake Gyllenhaal movie franchise buried in the sand where it belongs. So now, I've just gotta wonder what franchise is getting a revival next. Me, I wouldn't mind playing more Jade Empire or Knights of the Old Republic. Ooh, come on, BioWare, take more of my money!
Great flying, Link. Congratulations!